Hey everybody, welcome to number 2 of our series, the second video. Daniel asks about New Zealand. So last time I explained how the whole thing was going to work. We're going to start off this video with me responding to the question I asked and all the answers you guys gave in the first video. For those of you who missed it, it's up here if you want to watch it, just click that link. But I asked of you guys, what are the most popular sports in New Zealand, and to kind of rank your top 5. Now, when I asked, I did not mean to, answer the question. Kind of when I asked, I kind of pointed out that I think rugby is pretty popular, along with cricket. And a lot of you guys are like, yeah, those are basically the main ones. But a lot of you are awesome. You guys gave some really detailed answers with a lot of different sports, and you explained that there's more recreation sports than there are maybe professional sports, which is it's cool too. Like, I think it's awesome that in this country you guys can just play just about anything, any sport, because it's so warm and it's nice all the time. That's great. And professionally, there's still some good ones too. Like, you guys talked about the All Blacks in the comments, and of course I've heard about that. I have people back home that they don't know a whole lot about New Zealand, but they know who the All Blacks are, which is really cool. But let's just go over a couple comments real quick. I liked a lot of them. All of them were great. You guys came out and supported me a lot and saying all these things, and you helped me, which was awesome. So I'm appreciative of that, and I love this series so far. I know it's early, but I've already learned a lot from you guys. So let's keep it going. But the first comment we're gonna go over is this one. We have so many, obviously the main ones like rugby league, netball, cricket, hockey, and golf. But we have a huge motorsport following, world-class drivers and world champion motocross riders, etc. Kiwis will give all sports a go. I think we are more about participation than watching, which is awesome to hear, because I'd love to participate in a lot of these sports. I'm a part of a baseball league that's starting up here soon, and I know all about baseball, so of course there's not going to be much challenge there, more just getting into better shape for it. But I'd love to play cricket. I'd love to try out rugby, even though I'm probably not in the best shape for that one especially. I played American football, which I know is not like rugby. I know it's very different. But there is like a mentality of tackling people or hitting people, and I never did well with that. So we'll see. I don't know about rugby, but cricket would be a lot of fun. I know you guys have netball, and that's similar to basketball. It's a little bit different too. And I was really interested about the fact that there's like hockey for you all, but it's not on ice. It's like in the grass and in a field, which is cool too. I mean, we do that in recreational physical education classes in the United States as well. So let's look at another comment. This one I like too. Rugby, cricket, soccer, netball, and rugby league. You guys are going to have to explain maybe in another video what the difference between rugby league and rugby union is, because I don't know. But anyway, it continues and it says, as mentioned in previous comments, some popular sports include lawn bowls, field hockey, basketball, softball, squash, and then that's also called racquetball in the United States. So I knew that one. It's very interesting. It's a fun game. Fishing, which I also love. Golf, I'm working on. I'm still not great at it. Dressage or dressage. Surfing and surf life-saving. Rowing, waka ama. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Badminton and gymnastics and trampolining are in the middle of the range, I'd say. A lot of those sports are also just recreational ones in the United States. They're great. But surf life-saving is definitely, I think, not as commonplace in the U.S. because most of the U.S. is not on ocean water. It's not in up against the sea, so there's not really surfing as much unless you're in one of those states. But the last question that this person actually asked me, which is cool, they said, what are your thoughts about the Commonwealth Games? It's the Olympic Games for the countries of the Commonwealth. They were this year in Manchester. They believe, that person believes. The next one is in Australia. To be honest, I briefly heard about the Commonwealth Games. I didn't get into a whole lot of conversation about it. Some people asked me like if I knew about it. People I worked with were curious about what it's like or what I think of it. I don't know. I don't know enough. That's something that I wish I had better knowledge of, and that I was more aware it was happening, because I think I would have taken the time to watch it or be more invested in it if I had known. But we were so worried about getting settled in. We're still finding our footing here in New Zealand that I just didn't take the time to figure out what Commonwealth Games were. But whenever they happen in Australia, I don't know when it is, but I would like to get more involved in it. But that's really cool. So the next comment, the last one I'm going to read, is rugby union, soccer, cricket, netball, softball, baseball, based on when I went to school, is what the main sport we played. Various other sports played during PE like basketball, table tennis, etc. were available, but statistically, I think they have been the most popular at the time. Might have to ask a Kiwi sports statistician. Anyway, I like this comment because, as you know, for physical education, that's my major. I majored in physical education and health, so getting a little bit of a peek into kind of what that class is like or what kind of things you all do in those schools, because I'm not in the schools yet in New Zealand. It's really cool. So that's awesome. A lot of sports that you guys mentioned, like softball and baseball, super popular in the United States. Cricket, netball, not so much, but I am interested and invested in finding out about it and seeing if I like it. Soccer. You guys call football. Some people call football, some people call soccer. That's really popular in the United States too. I think soccer and football is actually worldwide one of the most popular sports in the world. But a lot of you guys said rugby union, soccer, netball, cricket, which is awesome. That's pretty much our final answer. So I appreciate that. So the question for today's video, number 2 video, it's going to be a 2-parter. The first thing I want to know is, what is the most popular genre of music here in New Zealand? And I know that kind of depends on the person, but every time I get in the car and I listen to the radio, all I hear is American pop artists and like the things that are popular in the US right now, which I don't know, just kind of, it surprised me, I guess. It's not that interesting. I was more excited to see if there were music local to New Zealand or other countries that were more interesting here than just what the US puts out. So that's the first question. What's the most popular genre of music here in New Zealand? And my second part of the question is, are there any New Zealand music artists that you guys like to listen to or you follow that, you know, blew up here? Maybe they don't live in New Zealand anymore, but like they're New Zealanders and they make music and their stuff's popular to you, or maybe it's not popular, you just really like it. Because I know all the US artists and all of them and what they make, and it's great and everything, but I'd like to find out if there's just people who are like, yeah, I was born in New Zealand, I'm a Kiwi, and this is the music I make and it's great, or it's not and you should listen to it. So those are my questions. The first one, what's the most popular genre of music? Second one is, are there any famous, not so famous New Zealand Kiwi artists that I should give a listen to that would be cool or a different experience for me? Because I'm tired of the cliche pop stars in the United States, just something a little different. So anyway, guys, I appreciate all the support in this video, or in the last video. That was awesome. You guys came out in full force. I'm looking forward to reading your comments today. I read every single one from the last one, so I'll read every single one for this one too. And then we'll have series number 3 or episode number 3 of this series next Monday for my New Zealanders and Sunday for my Americans. So thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next one.